First, sponsored by Matex Heating and Cooling.
Well, happy Friday morning. We are going to be keeping an eye on the temperatures and the heat index values as we go later into the day. The skies, yeah, somewhat so because, well, any sort of clouds that we have might be able to cool us down, but we're not expecting many. Current looking at your temperatures, not a bad start. More the 60s farther east, seeing a bit more of those lower 70s around farther to the west. But once we see that sunrise, the heat, it is going to race in. Temperatures will skyrocket and we'll be back around the mid-90s for your afternoon highs. Lots of sunshine, a bit more of that humidity too. We'll tell you how high things could get as we head into the next couple of days in just a bit. Christy, good Friday morning.
Good Friday morning, Adam. Good morning, Central Illinois. I'm Christy Batista. Don't let this beautiful sight of Charleston fool ya. It is going to be hot. Adam's going to have all of your coverage forecast-wise because you're going to want to take care of yourself. Thanks for joining us on this Friday morning. Here's a look at your top headlines.
Now on WCIA 3 News.
We need for the people to show more concern for life.
Think before you pull the trigger. That was the message at one special meeting. How the community plans to make that happen. Plus, they're called the finest and the bravest. Why work and low numbers are causing a loss for charities.
One Central Illinois Zoo has a busy summer ahead, and they want you to be a part of it. I'll tell you what you and your family can look forward to.
You're watching your local news leader. This is The Morning Show on WCIA 3.
It's just putting a fear, unnecessary fear, in our community.
An increase in shootings and gun violence crimes in Champaign and Urbana is creating many questions on how to stop it. Dozens of people from both cities are trying to figure out why this is happening, and they're coming up with ideas to make a change. At last night's meeting, families discussed how there needs to be more mentorship programs for both kids and families. Some say positive role models could change the culture of how people think about gun violence and maybe change their actions as well. In Champaign-Urbana, there have been 52 shootings and gun crimes so far this year, compared to 35 at this time last year. Other suggestions people made were more church involvement in mentoring youth and building better trust between city leaders, law enforcement, and the people who live in the community. Well, it's been a year since an Illinois state trooper lost his life. 1 year ago, State Trooper Ryan Albin was killed in a crash on Interstate 74. It was near Farmer City when he was merging into construction and hit the back of a box truck. The 37-year-old worked for state police for more than 11 years. He lived in Bellflower, was a state trooper for District 6 in Pontiac, and he was Officer of the Year in 2014. Many spent the day honoring his life, and some troopers also played in a golf outing to show their support.
All of us state troopers are, we just want to remember him. We want to remember his family, and we just want everybody to be safe because a car accident can change your life. Just one car accident can change a lot of people's lives.
Lillard wears a bracelet every day in his honor. It was given to her by Albin's mother. Every summer, police officers and firefighters in Danville faced off on the field to raise money for charity. But after 14 years, the popular charity softball series is now coming to an end. Organizers say they're ending the finest versus bravest softball games because they don't have enough players. The Danville Police Department is currently staffed at about 60, but several of those employees are in the academy or are training. Meanwhile, the fire department has about 40 people. If the fire department gets a federal grant they applied for, they could soon be able to hire 6 new employees, and that would allow them to reduce overtime and better man the city. Governor Bruce Rauner may have gotten a lot of criticism this week for his comments about Champaign-Urbana, but Republican candidate for Attorney General Erica Harold says the publicity is a good thing for the area. Harold, who is from Urbana, says she was initially disappointed by the governor's comments, but is happy with his apology. Earlier this week, he said the area didn't have much of a workforce, and after statewide backlash, Rauner has since backtracked, saying he wants to invest in the Champaign-Urbana area. Urbana's mayor says Rauner will allow the university to keep a large portion of the recent $500 million investment in the campus. Harold says the future is bright.
Champaign-Urbana got a lot of love this week, and we were able to highlight things such as the research park, some of the technological innovations that the community is working on, and the high concentration of educated people that are within the community and the diversity of the community. So I'm hoping that the takeaway from this week is that if you wanted to invest in a community, Champaign-Urbana would be a smart bet.
Harold hopes Governor Rauner makes an effort to come to Champaign-Urbana, meet the people face to face, and hear about what developments they want to see in their communities. A transportation study in Champaign is looking to change the city 25 years from now with an interactive map. They want people to document their everyday travels in the Champaign community so they can make it even better. People can make points and write comments as to what they see. They want to fix small problems like streets or bus systems, as well as get information for future long-term transportation needs. The map will include the Champaign-Urbana community, including Savoy, Tolono, Bonneville, and Mahomet. We have the links to the maps on our website if you would like to make a comment. A zoo in Decatur is having a wild summer, and the staff there says there's lots to see and do for the whole family. WCIA 3's Emily Braun is live in Decatur to tell us all about it. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning, Christy. So throughout the morning, we're going to be telling you about these events and hanging out with different animals as well. So right now, the wolves are up early with us, and the zoo's director, Ken Fry, is going to start us off by telling us some fun facts about these three guys back there. So first of all, tell us their names. It's Tilly, and it's Coda, and what's the last one?
Nico.
Nico.
Yeah.
Tilly, Coda, and Nico. So a really fun fact you were telling me before is that wolves actually don't bark.
Yeah, very rarely do they bark, and if they do bark, it's a very highly stressful situation. And but they're mostly howls and growls and whimpers, and those are the ways they are communicating with each other and in the wild. So this is Tilly over my shoulder here, and she's our 8-year-old female, and then behind her is Nico and Coda, and Nico and Coda are the 1-year-old boys. They came to us from a zoo up in northern Indiana, and Tilly was born in New York. And so she's been with us 8 years, and the boys have been here a year.
So is Tilly kind of the boss of the boys?
She is the boss of the boys. And actually, when she came here when she was 1-year-old, we had some 13-year-old wolves, and she became the boss almost immediately after she got here. And so she's always been
the alpha female.
The alpha female, the tank of the group. Yeah, she's if she wants to go from A to B, she goes through whatever in the middle of her. And even with the alphas that we had at the time, she would just go right through them before, and so she's always been the girl in charge.
So what's really cool here is that these wolves are right when you walk into the entrance of the zoo, so it's a great way to kind of greet people.
Right.
You know, a lot of people love dogs. Dogs are obviously direct descendants of wolves, so that's a great welcoming exhibit for them. But while we're talking about, you know, coming into the zoo, what is something that's coming up next week that people can look forward to as far as events for you guys?
Yeah, on the 4th of July, we have our Independence Day on the 4th of July, and so all day long we'll be having carousel rides, free carousel rides, regular admission to get into the zoo that day, but the carousel rides will be free, and then you can still purchase a train ride, and the concessions will be open and all that fun stuff. But free carousel rides on Independence Day.
Yeah, that sounds like a great time to spend 4th of July.
Sure.
All right, Ken, thank you so much. Keep checking in with us throughout the morning. We're going to be staying here, checking out the different animals, giving you a scope and a lay of the land. So hope you can join us as we come back again later in the 6 o'clock hour. Live in Decatur, Emily Braun, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
Get to have some fun out there this morning, Emily. Thanks so much. New for you this morning, the 4th of July isn't until next week, but there is still a way you can celebrate the red, white, and blue this weekend. Allerton Park and Retreat Center is hosting its annual Reds, Whites, and Blues concert. The event showcases blues music along with pours of red and white wine. Two-time Grammy-nominated artist John Primer and the Real Deal Blues Band will headline tonight. The event begins tonight at 6 in Allerton Park. For more information, head on over to our website, IllinoisHomepage.net. Tens of thousands of people planning to watch the Arthur fireworks Saturday are in for a hot one. Regardless, organizers say they think they'll have a good turnout. They just expect people to get there a little bit later to beat the heat. Organizers say they'll have plenty of water and a spectacular show for those of you who make it out.
At one point in the show, we're going to be shooting from 17 different sites. It's a parabolic effect. You know, it's hard to describe it, but when you see it, you never forget it.
The show will last 30 minutes, but there are events in Arthur all afternoon. And if you do plan on heading out there, bring water because I mean, there's just no doubt about it.
And it's not going to be any way of,
so long.
getting around it either. It's going to be around, and you're going to want to drink plenty of water, anything to really hydrate yourself. And also, you're going to probably want to grab that sunscreen, too, if you're going to be out there during the daytime hours, because we're going to see plenty of sunshine. And, of course, the view looks beautiful from looking from inside of your homes, outside of your windows. And this morning isn't too bad. We are seeing numbers actually around the upper 60s and lower 70s. But good morning to you in Danville. It looks like your Roof It Out INET camera is going to be a quieter one today, but it is going to start to heat up. We'll tell you more about how warm things get coming up next.
Live from your local news leader, Christy Batista. Central Illinois' most accurate forecast with meteorologist Adam Claybon and live reports with Emily Braun. You're watching The Morning Show on WCIA 3.